this is JC. Welcome to Missed Again, where every missed shot is a lesson. It's not about perfect play, it's about my struggles and honest progress. Do you have shots that you always have problems with? There's usually a particularly tough shot that always causes you to miss, get out of position, or scratch. Let me know in the comments below what that problem shot is. My problem shot is the 45-degree cut shot, especially when it is near the rail. It is the one shot that always causes me to take a breath when I take it. Ironically, I'm better at thinner cuts than 45-degree cut shots. In this video, I'll share how I currently manage the 45-degree cut angle to reduce missing and control cue ball positioning after taking the shot. First, if you're a subscriber and like my content and would like to support the channel, here is your chance. Check out the brand new Missed Again merchandise and more. The first limited edition collection has just dropped. This is the Pool Life series that I designed for 8, 9, and 10 ball. We have t-shirts, caps, and other products, so check out the link in the description or go to missedagainpool.com and buy gifts for yourself or loved ones this festive season. Alright, let's get on with the video. Here's an approximate 45-degree cut shot set up near the rail. Ideally, I should be able to shoot the shot instinctively, but I don't have it down subconsciously consistently enough. So I will shoot the shot the way I shot it traditionally, which is the ghost ball aiming method. I hit it too thick and missed again. Let me break down the shot and discuss how I aim for the shot now. The 45-degree cut angle shot is essentially a 1/4 ball hit of the cue ball on the object ball. The black stripe of the 9 ball indicates the 1/4 segment of the ball. Conceptually, 1/4 of the cue ball must contact 1/4 of the object ball to make the 45-degree cut shot. I traditionally relied on the ghost ball aiming method to line up this shot. This is where you visualize where you want the cue ball to end up to contact the object ball, and then shoot the cue ball to replace the visualized ghost ball. As you can see from the shooter's perspective, it is very difficult to see the exact 1/4 ball hit from this angle. Or rather, it is a completely different perspective when you are up on the shot. Most people cannot intuitively translate the top view of the cut angle to the front view. To solve this, I use fractional aiming to double check my ghost ball visualization. The way I do it specifically is to first visually line up the outside edges of the cue ball with the object ball. Next, I adjust my aiming line by the thickness of the front edge of my shaft so that the balls overlap by the thickness of my shaft. The tip I have on is 12.5 millimeters in diameter. An American pool ball is 2 1/4 inches or 57.2 millimeters in diameter. 1/4 of 57.2 is 14.3 millimeters. So the difference between that and my shaft is 1.8 millimeters. This difference is negligible in most shots taken due to the width and allowance of the table pockets. This method accurately lines up the shot, and I move my tip to the center of the cue ball or wherever I intend to hit it. Let's have a look at a cut shot from the left side of the object ball. The fractional aiming process is the same, but from the other side. You may feel there's a slight variance in aiming due to the shift in visual perception, but ideally your aiming should be visually centered regardless of which side of the object ball you are shooting from. Line up the outside edges of the cue ball and object ball, adjust your aiming line so that the balls overlap by the thickness of your shaft. You can physically use your cue to line up your aim line or just visualize it once you are used to it. Shoot with confidence and don't second guess the method. There's no difference in shooting long shots. This is where the ghost ball aiming method can be unreliable, as it is harder to visualize the ghost ball accurately in size and position from longer distances. This fractional aiming method works for these longer shots for me. Now let's talk about getting position of a 45-degree cut shot. Let's assume this is a game of 8 ball and you have to make the 9 and get in position for the game-winning 8 ball. The first thing you must know is where the cue ball will go after contacting the 9 ball. When the cue ball contacts the object ball at a 1/4 to 3/4 ball hit with natural forward roll, the cue ball will travel approximately 30 degrees away from the object ball. But because the object ball is so close to the rail, the cue ball will not have enough distance to travel out to a 30-degree angle. It will travel relatively straight and rebound off the cushion at a very slight angle. This is important to remember for cut angle shots in general when the object ball is near the rail. The most straightforward way to take this shot is with no side spin. Shoot with a center ball hit. However, if you're not mindful of your speed control, the cue ball may end up in the center of the table, which is not what you want, as you'll have a very difficult, low percentage shot on the 8 ball. For this shot, besides making the 9 ball, you must refine your cue ball speed control so that you end up on either side of the 8 ball to shoot it in either corner pocket. As the object ball is near the rail, you will not be able to hold the cue ball after hitting just one rail. You will need to go at least 2 or 3 rails for position on the 8. This leaves me with a makeable 30-degree cut shot on the 8 ball. Shooting the cue ball with a center ball hit and getting position with speed control is the best way to approach this type of shot most of the time. This position play works to get position on an object ball almost anywhere on the same half of the table. Regardless of the position of the object ball, you take the same center ball hit and only adjust your speed control to get on the correct side of the object ball. This also works if the object ball is nearer the center of the table or on the other side of the cue ball. Once again, you take the same shot and use speed control to position the cue ball to take the next object ball in an available side pocket. This time, I shoot harder to go 3 rails to get on the correct side of the 8 ball. If you're confident and comfortable, you can of course shoot with top right spin. This will bring the cue ball out at an angle so you have a straight in shot of the 8 to the side pocket instead of the cut shot I'm taking. But shoot with what you're comfortable with as long as you have a reasonably good shot on the next ball. It's no point striving for pinpoint position but missing the shot to get that shape. To get position for a next object ball that is further down the table, you can do exactly as I just described and shoot with some top side spin. This opens up the rebound angle of the cue ball after contacting the cushion to get closer to the next object ball. In this scenario, I shoot at 1 o'clock with a medium stroke to get towards the center of the table. This leaves me with a relatively straight shot on the 8 ball that is very makeable as well. Now we come to a much more challenging scenario, and unfortunately it comes up fairly frequently in games. You need to get from the 9 to the 8 ball again. There are different options that are available, but I would say none are really easy for the advanced beginner. You could go with what you're comfortable with and just shoot center ball hit and use speed control to get to the correct side of the 8 ball. This leaves you with a long cut shot on the 8 ball where several things can go wrong. I expertly showed what can happen here with a miss and a scratch. That is a double ball in hand in some places. The better, but also not so easy approach is to use side spin on the cue ball when pocketing the 9 ball. This cannot be hit too hard as you want the cue ball rebound angle to widen out upon hitting the rail. A hard shot will shorten the angle. But the stroke cannot be too soft as the cue ball must travel 2 rails across the table for the 8 ball. Stroke it, not punch it, to get the right speed and spin. Here, I get the cue ball in relatively good position for the 8 ball. A bit more right spin would have been better, so the shot angle will not be so steep. But I overcut it and missed again. Sometimes, if you're presented with such a scenario and are not confident to take the thin cut shot with loads of side spin, there's one more option that beginners and advanced beginners often overlook, and that is this shot here. A safety shot to hide the cue ball behind the 9 ball is a good defensive play instead of trying a shot you don't think you can make. This leaves your opponent with a tough kick shot. A skilled player is likely to contact the 8 ball with a kick shot, but if you're playing with an advanced beginner, there's a high chance they'll foul and leave you ball in hand. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my solution for improving my 45-degree cut shot. Of course, drilling and practicing this specific shot is needed to get it down and increase confidence till the mind no longer considers it a problem shot. Do you have problems with this shot? If so, what are your solutions? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. It'll really help the channel out. And be sure to check out my merch store at mrgenpool.com. Every miss makes us better, so let's grow together. My name is JC. Try not to miss again.